So it appears at one of Trump's press conferences, I believe this was from yesterday, either from yesterday or the day prior, but he actually compared and contrasted the differences between Joe Biden and Hillary Clinton, obviously two of his opponents. Hillary Clinton was his opponent in 2016, Joe Biden being his opponent this time around. And I want you to hear out what Trump is going to say. Check this out.
Somebody said, what's the difference between Clinton and Biden? Should I say? Should I tell you? Well, Clinton's much smarter, but not a likable person. Joe is not nearly as smart, but he's more likable. So, you know, I don't know. Maybe I'd rather have the smarter person. Who cares about personality, right? But that's the difference. Very simple, isn't it, huh? It's a very simple thing.
So Trump is absolutely correct there in his analysis of the difference between Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden. And I think it's really apparent to him because Joe Biden seems to be gaining on Trump and sort of really defeating Trump pretty handily right now. Now, would this be different without COVID and George Floyd? Possibly. But Joe Biden, and you saw this during the Democratic National Convention, okay? They spent almost the whole convention, the entire convention, trying to paint Joe Biden as this really, you know, friendly guy who's really down to earth with everybody, who interacts with everyday workers, everyday people. You guys saw, I forgot if it was a security guard or someone that he was friends with or something. But they spent that whole Democratic National Convention trying to paint him as this down-to-earth, really likable and fun guy and somebody that you could really connect with. Because Hillary Clinton was the complete opposite, and she failed to defeat Donald Trump. So I think that they're thinking a lot of these elections will end up coming down to things like touchy-feely stuff rather than anything substance-wise or policy-wise. Just be like, oh, I like that guy. He just seems like I think your average voter just looks at somebody and is like, oh, yeah, I like that guy. You know, someone like that, and they'll think that of Joe Biden. So that's what they're trying to paint. And so Trump is like, fuck. My 2016 opponent was extremely unlikable but smart, and I was able to defeat her. Now I'm losing pretty bad to Joe Biden, who's a more likable guy, and, you know, but not as smart. And actually, I'll probably do a breakdown on this long article that I saw, which really revealed a lot about the Obama-Biden relationship, because it's not as clear as you would want to think, because Obama and Biden were kind of this, you know, bromance going on, but then Hillary Clinton kind of ended up butting in as a third wheel and then broke it up pretty much, and then Biden turned into the third wheel. But he came in, or she came in, and Obama decided that he wanted her as his successor and not Biden, because they're very different. Obama and Hillary are basically sister-brother. They're the same person. Joe Biden is totally different, and so they kind of go into the details of that, of how Obama is much more, you know, calculated and things like that, and Hillary Clinton is obviously the same. Whereas Joe Biden's more just free-rolling and just trying to get something that he thinks supposedly is good for the working man in Scranton, Pennsylvania. It's just they're very different people, okay, is what it is. And it looks like Hillary was a much easier opponent, and I'm starting to think that the 2016 campaign really didn't have anything to do with skill in terms of Trump's win. I think it had to do a lot with luck in terms of getting the magical opponent. It feels now more than ever, every day as it goes on, he kind of got this magical storm of a victory. He got this opponent that he could specifically do really well against. He just happened to have really good arguments against her. And, you know, he ended up winning the 3 Rust Belt states by less than 2 points. So it was really a miracle victory. And it doesn't seem he really has any sort of campaigning skill. I think the luck just came in that Hillary Clinton was his opponent back in 2016, because otherwise it really doesn't seem like he's able to, you know, do much here. He's really failing pretty hard, and it's pretty much over for Trump. I really don't see how it's possible for him to win this election again.